Recorded Books presents Confessions of a Candy Snatcher by Phoebe Sinclair, illustrated by Theodore Taylor III, narrated by Ruffin Prentice.
C. Here's the thing you wanted. You can stop bugging me now. Some of us have our own homework to do. J. Contrary to popular opinion, I didn't keep all the candy for myself. Most of it I gave to Rex. I know Mikey sells his, probably back to the kids he stole it from in the first place. Snatching is something you do on Halloween if you're big enough. You don't hurt anybody, just get their candy. Then, once you've grabbed it, you run really fast. Most trick-or-treaters won't chase you because they're too scared. That's the other part of snatching, spooking. If you can't scare people, then you have no business being out there. The other great thing about snatching is that it's like games on top of games. It's a real competitive thing. For example, first person to snatch from a pirate gets dibs on the biggest piece of candy from the other snatcher's stash. Or last person back to base has to run up to a house with the light on, ring the bell, and moon the front door. I learned how to snatch from my boy Mikey, who is all right at it. Mikey learned from his older brother, who was a pro and retired because now he's too old. Me, Mikey, Darius, and our friend Aaron have been snatching since 6th grade. My conclusion is that snatching is a serious fun activity if you like to go out on Halloween but don't want to mess with eggs or toilet paper and can't see walking around like a schmo, begging for candy. Plus, nobody ever actually gets hurt. Chapter 1. The Note. At 10-minute recess on Monday, me and the boys horsed around playing something Mikey Hill made up that was near impossible to win, like usual. Most of the 7th graders on the playground wore their thick jackets, and the girls huddled, watching while talking out the side of their mouths. Group of little kids nearby in the tot lot fussed, but nobody had their name called by the teacher 20 times, so I knew it wasn't my sister's 2nd grade class. Whop! A dull, multicolored super ball hit the pavement, then bounced high over our heads. Darius Delicious jumped to double-hand throw a kickball at the receding super ball, looking sorry with his pudgy belly bouncing under his coat. From my seat on the low wall that separated the big kids from the little, I watched Mikey sneak looks over at the girls. The school behind us was a shadow. Some of the trees still wore orange and yellow and brown, the rest naked, probably wanting some snow at least to cover up with. "Miss," Mikey blurted, trying to make Darius fumble. Darius said, "Man," and cut his eyes at Mikey as he hustled to catch the bright red kickball before it rolled out toward the teacher's parking lot. "You ain't even right," he grumbled. I couldn't say it mattered much, Mikey trying to psych him out. Darius is tons better at finishing his homework on time and not sharing the answers than at sports. Aaron, hanging with his skater crowd, snagged the ball as it rolled past. Matching in white and red down to his socks, with medium skin like mine, Aaron came over to bump fists with us, then patted his fade. Darius Delicious did the same with his fro, the two of them speaking some secret hair language. "My turn," I told Aaron, as I slid from the wall and reached to take the kickball. Mikey looked at me. He said, "What? You had to go before Double D." I looked right back, said, "Taking my 2nd turn. Come on, teacher's about to call." "Nuh-uh. We've got 2 more minutes," said Mikey. Didn't check his phone, just pulled that number out of the air. I was pretty sure we had 5 minutes left in recess, so I ignored Mikey, who never wants anyone to win besides his own special self. I started to ask Darius for the Super Ball he held against his hip, but Aaron interrupted, saying, "Let me get a go?" I sucked in my sigh. Aaron, too, was checking out Charity Odell and her crew, who made like they had other things to do besides watch us. Obviously they didn't, because they kept turning to stare and giggle. "So I bounced the little one and hit it with the big one?" Aaron asked. "Yeah, while they're in mid-air," Darius said, still puffing from jogging after the ball, You gotta catch at least one." The Super Ball hit pavement again, louder. I glanced at the teacher, hoping she wouldn't notice us playing with a toy she could confiscate. School hates Super Balls, 'cause kids like to throw them in the hall just to see them bounce everywhere, off the lockers, hitting girls. Both balls flew wild, and Mikey cackled. "What the F? What was that?" The teacher glared in our direction and snapped, "Language!" Her breath puffed in the cold air as she shook her head and went back to checking messages on her phone. I shook my head too. Mikey's got a big mouth. I watched him, skinny and light like the sun's always on him, thick cornrows braided by his sister. He had his eyes pasted to the ball bouncing lower and slower, and Charity's crew had their eyes on him. I made sure to get the Super Ball before Mikey. "Nah, man, come on," Mikey complained after I won the race. "You took 2 turns already." "1," I corrected. "You can't count?" Because I half turned to face the girls, they shouted, "Hey, Jonas." Someone calls your name, it's hard not to look. I spotted Charity Odell, pink puffy jacket, pink hat, pink and white high tops, smacking on gum like it was her job. I didn't bother to respond, just turned back to the boys. The girls said in unison, "Oh." One laughed. "No, he didn't just do that."
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.